Welcome to a game that I've been wanting to record for quite a while now. It's a game that a lot of people view as their favorite in this series, and I can't blame them because it's actually a really good game. This is Sonic Generations. I'm playing on the PlayStation 3 because that's the console that I have. And, of course, first thing I like to do in games is go into the options menu and change some stuff. Obviously, I want subtitles to be on, so I don't have to make my own like I did for a certain other game. And I want the tutorials and hints to be off, because I like to think that I'm pretty good at this game. In fact, I'll say, yeah, I'm pretty good at this game. And as a callback to the original Sonic 1, as soon as you start the game, you're just thrown into Act 1 of Green Hill Zone. As Classic Sonic here, Classic Sonic kind of retains a lot of the abilities that he's had in other classic games, such as just jumping on enemies, spin dashing, although they mapped it to a button rather than it being down and one of the buttons in this game, which is pretty cool. A complaint that a lot of people have about the Sonic series is that a lot of actions are mapped to one button. And this game kind of rectifies that with Classic Sonic by making the spin dash its own thing. You press and hold square, and it'll charge up in place, and once you let go, then it'll go shooting off in whatever direction you were facing. And of course, jump is self-explanatory. You press the X button, and you'll jump. And I kind of missed that spring there, but that's okay. Classic Sonic stages, I usually don't like to replay them, or rather, not replay them. I do replay this game a lot, but restart them, I guess. If you pause, you'll see that there are some options, and one of the options is to start over. So you start at the beginning of the stage with 0 on time, 0 rings, and stuff like that. A clean slate, pretty much. So that if you want to try and get an S rank in the game, you can. By the way, there are rankings in this game, so depending on how well you do, and whether or not you die and such, you'll get certain ranks. The way ranks are scored, since we're pretty much at the end of the stage now, it's based on time. The less time you have at the end, and also the more rings you have at the end, this bar will go up. The higher it goes, the higher your rank is. The bar only goes up to A, but if you get a perfect bonus, which is for not dying, then your rank goes up 1 letter. And since I got an A, it would go up to S, which is the highest rank you can get in this game. One thing that's kind of odd about Classic Sonic, but I guess it is kind of true to the character, except for Sonic CD, because he did do this in Sonic CD, but Classic Sonic doesn't talk, no voice acting whatsoever for him. So I guess if you don't like hearing Sonic's voice, then you're still kind of out of luck, because there's another Sonic that we have to deal with, the modern Sonic, with all his cutscene-y goodness before you're able to play games and stuff like that. And we get to see all of Sonic's friends, because it's Sonic's birthday. This was for like the, 20th anniversary. Like, I kind of blanked for a second there. Like, to think that this game was made so long ago was such a, like, an odd realization kind of thing. And of course, Sonic gets a chili dog for his birthday because that's pretty much his favorite food. And I can't blame him. Chili dogs are pretty good. Sadly, Sonic's birthday has to be ruined by whatever that thing was near Classic Sonic. And I really like a lot of background things that modern Sonic games kind of do. For example, Tails was just talking there, but if you paid attention to Sonic instead, you'd see that he was pretty distraught about his hot dog going flying, or chili dog, excuse me, going flying. And there's a lot of little nuancy things like that in these games. And Sonic gets completely wrecked by whatever this thing is. I mean, he does kind of get wrecked sometimes, but yeah, Sonic failed to protect his friends. And now he's woken up in this weird kind of limbo thing Not Limbo as in the game or the game. I say that because there's Limbo the platformer and Limbo the thing where you bend backwards to go underneath stuff. We're in more of the void, I guess. We're in the void. And of course, Sonic needs to investigate said void by running around to the edges of the screen. At least that's what I like to do first, because I like to see how far I can go, even though I already know how far I can go and this isn't my first time playing the game. Speaking of things not being my first time, heading into this zone you won't think it, but I actually restarted the zone a few times. My life counter's still the same. There was a transition just there, right between when it said ready and go. I switched to a later take on this stage, because modern Sonic stages, I like to start over with them if I don't feel that I'm doing too well in them. You know, I've definitely played classic Sonic more, like, in terms of his games. Like, I played Sonic 3 more than I played any Sonic game probably, but I just find myself compelled to play modern Sonic games a little more. Probably because of the ranking system. It makes me feel good when I get S ranks and stuff like that. Here's a little thing. If you jump off of... You don't have to press the jump button, so if you run off of yellow ramps or go through rainbow rings, Sonic will have a little trick kind of thing going on where you not rotate the control stick, you flick the control stick in directions. So I like to do up, down, then left, then right. Sonic will perform tricks. Then if you press both of the shoulder buttons, R1 and L1, then Sonic will perform a little combo finisher, which will get him a bunch of boost in his boost gauge. In fact, if you have, say, a full boost gauge, your tricks and combo finisher will actually go past the boost gauge, so you'll technically have more than you're allowed, I guess I could say. Speaking of the boost itself, you just hold down the square button and Sonic will go flying forward. And for the most part, he'll plow through obstacles. But there's some stuff that he, can't get through. Obviously, like walls and stuff like that. Just then you saw me use the homing attack. Press the jump button while already in the air, and there's a reticle on an enemy, and Sonic can home in on them. And after using the homing attack, I use the stomp. Press circle while in midair, and Sonic will get to the ground really fast and break through certain objects as well. And I got just under 2 minutes, which is pretty good. And of course I got an S rank. I'm not going to let myself not get an S rank in this game. But on the topic of lives again, I had 6 there. If you get 100 rings, you'll get another life. I mean, I had 6 at the beginning of the stage. And whenever you start over, so you go to the pause menu, you select start over, and you get restarted to, beginning of the stage, you lose a life, so you're limited on those. And that kind of sucks because I'm one of those people who loves replaying the stages until I get it perfectly and get a S rank. So having limited lives is a bit of a chore to deal with, because once you run out, if you don't have 99 or whatever, then you're gonna have to kind of quit the game, or at least quit the stage, and then go back in and your lives reset to like 5 or something like that. I think this game does reset your lives whenever you turn the system off or turn the game off and turn it back on. Like, even if you had like 50 lives or something like that from one big play session, it goes back down to 5 lives, as I recall it. And look at that, there was classic Sonic existing at the same time as modern Sonic. This isn't supposed to happen, even though apparently there's 2 games where it's happening around the time of this recording. I don't like saying that, but Project 2017, or whatever you want to call it, for Sonic also has him joining up with classic Sonic, apparently. We got some trophies. After beating Green Hill Zone with Classic Sonic, we also got some trophies. One for, I think, getting an S rank in the stage. And you can switch between Sonics with the press of the triangle button. So if you want to spin dash everywhere, you want to boost everywhere, you can choose which one you want to do. And if you hold the select button in this collection room, then you'll go to a special area. I'll be quiet just to let you sink it in.